I'm not sure I'd pay 500 pounds for this.
So I'll start off with
Can you
saying,
name a whiskey you would pay 500 pounds?
Yeah.
That's not fair. That's not fair. It's a trick question.
Great question.
What is up, everybody?
Hey guys, it is
Dummies
Scotch
here.
for Dummies.
Four guys in the Scotch journey to help you with your next Scotch purchase. And what do we have, gentlemen?
Comes in a box.
It comes in a box. I hope it could be your next Scotch purchase. Maybe
This
not.
is an epic bottle today.
We've got Glen Scotia 25.
25.
What's special about Glen Scotia 25? I think it won something this year.
Actually, it was last year, 2021, San Francisco whiskey.
Spirits competition, yeah.
Yeah, whiskey of the year.
It was
So,
the
and
top.
a few other ones too.
It
but
won the top prize, right?
It's it.
We got extremely fortunate. Stumbled into a liquor store I'd never been into here in Indianapolis. They had one behind the counter, and I was like, "Well, that's coming with me."
Got a
And,
hell of a deal on that
and
too.
I only paid like $290, $300. I think it was $300.
I feel like that was mispriced.
I think so.
You get a steal on
So
that one.
$300 is what I paid for it. It's not what you're going to pay for it now. If you find it online, it's
500 pounds.
500 pounds. Yeah, so $700. Glen Scotia 25. What do we know about Glen Scotia?
Campbeltown,
25?
right?
Obviously,
It's 25 years old.
it's
48.8% ABV.
48.
48.8.
So I'm reading.
Yeah.
48.8.
And so it's pretty much all ex-bourbon, except for the last 12 months. It's finished in first
First fill
barrels.
First fill bourbon barrels.
Yes.
So it technically is all
So-
bourbon. 25 years in bourbon, but the last year's first fill.
So we're going to get a little bit more vanilla, a little bit more
I would say
smooth
That's what they're
oak
trying to do.
notes.
They're trying to kick that vanilla.
Yeah.
more wood
Better
influence. I wonder if we're gonna get that funk though. You
right.
think
Yeah,
we're gonna get
that's
the
my
funk?
concern. 25 years old, that funk may be gone.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think
on
you're still going to
hands,
get a
I
little bit.
Well,
Oakiness.
there's
Oh.
no time like the present. Let's dig into the nose.
All right.
All right.
All right. So my initial nose had some funk on it, but it's got some nice sweet vanilla notes too, like custardy notes.
I get lots of vanilla.
I'm getting custard and vanilla. I'm not getting a whole lot of funk on those.
Yeah, eggnog, vanilla. My first initial was a little bit of funk too, but that's kind of gone now.
It's wafting off a little bit, but I think that it's going to be stronger than you think.
I definitely get the alcohol content on it. I got to be honest. First nose, if I were blindfolded, I would say that's just a malt madness scotch.
Well,
That's a straight up malt bomb right there, right? It's an old Poltny 21 without the brine.
see, the funk is coming out now. So when I think funk, I typically consider that, I align that with like barnyard, kind of sweat socks kind of smell. It's a kind of funkiness that you get that seems kind of off, but isn't completely off.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, that's kind of what we get here.
To me, I always think of it as like a tangy, almost like a vinegary
Yeah.
kind of, it's not like, it just kind of makes you pucker, and it's got like a sour quality to it a little bit, but not off-putting. And this has that.
Oh, that nose is coming out so nice.
Did you taste it yet?
I don't think it has
No,
that
you
much
should
funk
taste
to
it.
me though.
Okay,
To me,
no.
this is all red apples. This has got plenty of that wood influence and some nice caramel vanilla notes.
Okay, let me name these real quick. First, I've got 4 different noses coming right off the bat.
Ooh.
First nose was malt.
hitter.
I got all malt on it, and I was like, "Oh, this is great," and vanilla. And then I go back in, and I started to get like a grainy, a grassy note, right? And it was really like, whoa, what's going on there? And then it changed again. I got a little bit more funkiness, and even now it's coming back. This thing is evolving as I talk. I mean, it's changed 3 or 4 times. I was trying to keep track of it because you guys were talking. I'm like, I'm going to lose them all.
It is
I
a
really need to take
really
notes.
complex scotch.
There's a ton of shit going on.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was the thing with my palate.
Yeah.
I took one sip and I wanted to give first impression, and I will go back in. I got nice sweetness, light vanillas on the front. It comes in, you hit a little bit of wood note in the center. It's like popped in there. It was like new oak. I mean, they just popped in the center, and then it faded out into a nice like caramel finish. I would tell you, and then there's some funkiness in the mid to back palate. It like goes like this through the flavor profile.
What a wonderful nose.
Did you guys put water on it yet?
No, man,
I just took my first sip.
Water makes it pop.
Let me take one more neat because I'm dying to get into this with water.
And I didn't
your
put
milk
very
chocolate.
much on it.
Here's your milk chocolate. than the finish for me.
Oh, that is so good.
Ooh, vanilla's coming out. There's that-
So
vanilla comes out strong.
So hint already, it's going to get a good score. Just obviously we're all excited about it, but but it's rolling in like chemistry, right?
Yeah.
From a first sips to where this is our second sips to second palate. I mean, it's evolving.
To me, the mark of an excellent Scotch is the complexity of the layers and the fact that it just continuously evolves. Like you want to go back in and smell it and taste it because it's going to be different than the taste before.
As long as that evolution is smooth, it works together.
Yes,
Because some,
correct.
it's like disjointed, but
Yeah.
this is not. It
No,
really
everything
is.
is very harmonious. It all makes sense as it flows together. You get a sense of purpose from it. It's a really nice bottle.
Yeah, this is not my normal wheelhouse because this is not a heavily peated. It's not like rich ruby fruits. There's no raisins and prunes and plums and things like that. It's just a really light whiskey, but it's got all these flavors and components that show themselves throughout the palate. I have to say it's pretty good.
This is just a wild ass
ready?
glass. It just keeps.
I'll do it.
We gotta go.
I'll do it. So, I mean, this is why we drink Scotch. Like, it is a
100%.
extremely complex glass, and I love Drew's point about, it's all oak barrels, so all of these flavors that we're getting are coming from the new make, and have sat in a barrel for 25 years, and they're still this prevalent and this intense. And I love that fact because I've had older Scotches that I was like, well, there's no there. You just sat in the barrel for 20 years for no reason at all, right?
They picked some good barrels.
This is a very active Scotch, neat and with water. It had so much to give. I could go back and put water on this 2 or 3 more times. And in fact, I probably will after we're done with this, just because a small sip imparts so much flavor and depth and character. And I've gotten so much out of the glass, and I'm sure the longer I sit with this, the more I'm going to pull. I'm going to say, like, the only thing that's bringing it down for me just slightly is some of the finish with the water is slightly disjointed. It's not quite what I'm looking for. But, I mean, it's splitting hairs, to be honest. So I'm going to give it a 3.5. It's not quite a 4 for me, but it is an excellent Scotch and well worth seeking out.
Does that put me next, or you guys want to go?
You want to be?
I mean, I can, or if somebody wants to jump,
I'll go. I know we're going out of order, but I would say I would generally agree with Sean on this, but there are a couple of nuances that I want to put in. I would disagree that this is all new make. There's a lot of wood influence here, but it is a very subtle, I wouldn't say spent barrel, but if you spent 25 years in a barrel, it can't be an aggressive barrel. So they put it in probably pretty dead barrels for the first 24 years, and then put it in a new barrel for the last year to bring those vanillas and
energize
caramels
it.
in.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's what they did here.
Oh, smart.
I think we lost a lot of the classic Campbeltown flavor. There's a little bit there, but it's
Okay.
pretty much a bourbon finished whiskey or bourbon barrel whiskey. It's great, and I'm going to give it a 3.5 as well because the presentation of this whiskey is exceedingly well done. It doesn't have some of the bold flavors I typically like. I wish there was more Campbeltown flavor in there. It's still there. It's really subtle, but maybe that's 25 years old. I've not had many 25-year-old Campbeltown, so
True.
My fault. But it's a great whiskey. They've done a great job balancing the whiskey with the barrels in this. Good job.
Yeah, 3.5 for you?
Yep.
I'm going to go 3.5 as well. I love everything about this. Now, you've hit some really good points that I wasn't really thinking about. When I am looking for a Campbeltown, I am looking for funk.
Yeah.
However, what this gives you, knowing what you're buying, 25 years, knowing what is simple. It's just maturation and bourbon casks. I mean, that's it.
It is a simple.
And what it's producing is really well done. It's like a professional did this. Like they knew exactly what they were doing, and it's well done. Balanced everything you said from first impressions, neat with water. It evolved, and it was just tasty. It got creamier, it got sweeter. There was chocolates there. It just mellowed down. I mean, it's a beautiful whiskey. Well balanced. The price. I mean, I think if you can find this for what you bought it for,
all day, every day. All day,
brainer.
every day.
No brainer whatsoever. You know, I think what it's going for now in the market, it's probably a little harder maybe to pull the trigger. But for what this is as of right now, 3.5.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'd pay 500 pounds for this.
Yeah.
So I'll start off with
Can you
saying,
name a whiskey you would pay $500?
Yeah.
That's not fair. That's not fair. It's a fair question.
Great
Go
question.
ahead.
I will start
throwing
off
that
with
out.
I see why this thing won in San Francisco in 21.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I honestly think this is a great whiskey. I'm giving it a 4. I love this. And yes, I can agree with everything you guys said. Yeah, when I go to a Campbeltown, I want some of that funk. I'm saying if I close my eyes and I drink this whiskey, this is the definition of what Scotch whiskey is. When someone says, "Oh, I've tried with Scotch and I hate it," you know, like, yeah, someone started you off with a Lefroy 10. Here, let me pour you a little of this, and you're like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah.
I go back and watch my notes on the note. I mean, I cannot believe I was literally counting how many different changes I was getting. I love the complexity. This thing was just. It was evolving in front of me, and it's continuing to do so. Water did the same thing, and there hasn't been one note that was off. It was just like a perfect melody. It just kept going and never out of tone, too,
Yeah.
right?
It never dropped.
Right.
You got a good point there.
Everything just continues to keep going.
Okay, so Sean, you were
3.5.
I was 3.5.
3.5.
And a 4.
So,
So
3.625.
That's
is
it.
our
There we go.
rating
Math
for this one.
is easy.
Good luck
Great.
finding this bottle if you can.
Glen Scotia
Pull
25.
the trigger.
If you got extra money, maybe even worth 500.
Amen.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Cheers.